Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we're going to be doing our weekly check-in for week 1 of April. So for week 1 for me, it is going to be from the 1st to the 9th and we're going to go ahead and set it all up together. Today I have quite a bit of other things that I have to set up since this is my first budget of the year in here. I haven't budgeted since last year unfortunately, but it is okay. It's better late than never. For the stickers that I'm going to be using, this is going to be my weekly check-in and my weekly balance. I use both of these sheets to check in. Since I am a cashless budgeter, it's easy for me to double check the accounts, which I will go over for sure in a bit. These stickers are from my shop. I am in the middle of reformatting and my shop is currently not open yet. I am planning to open it back up in May. I'm really excited, but hopefully I will be able to reach that goal of reopening in May. So for the April budget, I did set up the other spreads here. For the savings tracker, I am going to be setting up the dashboard or writing in or filling in the dashboard today so you guys know how I use the dashboard. And then we also have the variable income, the April budget, and I also did set up my sinking funds. I made some transactions here which I will go over. All of these other spreads, I do have other videos on setting them up, but for today we are going to just go ahead and do the weekly check-in. So I do have these bookmarks here that I do want to put in because I realized I didn't have any bookmarks in here. And these are the floral design Erin Condren snap in bookmarks. I have these two. I use the ivory color for something, I think for my life planner. So I'm going to go ahead and use these two. I have this muted pink one and this muted blue one. I'm not really sure what the colors are called, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put one for my weekly check-in. And then the last one here, I think we'll need to put for my budget, or I'm not really sure where else I'm going to put this one. I'm going to leave this one out for now until I can figure it out. But for right now, I'm going to put it for the weekly check-in area. I am planning to also do a planner setup or a budget setup with this too. So I can utilize the calendar and the yearly overview, as well as do some charts for all of my bills, because I really like to keep track of all the bills every single month, every year, to see how everything changes, how the seasons will affect the bills. But anyway, besides that, I'm definitely trailing off here. Okay, so besides the bookmark, I do have these compliment cards. These are pretty old here. I don't think I've ever set up a new key for my expenses in quite some time. I usually always use the same colors, but this time I am going to change it up just a little bit. So these ones are from Erin Condren as well. These are like the 3M clips here. They look like they're getting a little yellow because I've had these for a few years now. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these, and I am going to also grab a compliment card. These as well, some of them I've just been collecting from purchasing different life planners. This one's actually really pretty. I'm so grateful for you. You are always worthy. You're capable of wonderful things. I don't know which one I want to use. Let me not think too hard on it. So I have these four here. I don't know if I want to use this one because I feel like it's too much floral maybe. Today is another chance to get better. I also have you're always worthy, and then don't give up, great things take time. I feel like this one or this one. Today is another chance to get better. Don't give up, great things take time. Let's go ahead and do this green one. Don't give up, great things take time. Like your finances. Great things definitely do take time. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. And then for this one here, I am going to go ahead and put this clip on. Most likely I'm going to just put it in like the center somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and also put the expense stickers on first. So for my expense stickers, I do have some colors to choose from. I also have these colorways for none spent and build stickers. These were the colorway for December, but I don't have any other colorway at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and use these for my none spent stickers and build do. But I haven't gotten to show you guys how I use these on camera yet, so I'm really excited to show you guys what these look like. I love using none spent stickers for days I don't spend any money. It just makes me feel so nice. Visually, it looks so nice. And then for the colors, I'm definitely going to use this soft green color here. I want to use the light pink. This rose color I will save for a different day. I do want to use this light blue color as well, I think, versus the dark blue. And then I think I want to use the periwinkle color. I wanted to move things out of the way a little bit just so it's easier to see. But I think I'm going to use these for next time. I'm thinking for this violet color too. I think I'm going to use the violet color, save this for next time. And this yellow color. Should I use this cream color? Should I use cream or should I use yellow? I think I'm going to use the yellow color. I'll save the cream for next time as well. And then I think I want to save the stone color too. I need 6 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I currently have 6, but I really do like using red for unbudgeted. Because even though unbudgeted comes out of sinking funds, I really like seeing the months that I have an unbudgeted amount. Because I really do try not to have those. So what color should I replace it with? Or should I just use a different color for unbudgeted? I'm thinking of either not using the violet or not using the periwinkle color. Okay, I think I'm going to save the periwinkle color for next time as well. Though I really want to use this, we can always change it a different month. So these are the colors I'm going to save for next time. And then these are also all in my shop as well. I just reformatted these just so it has my newest logo and banner and everything like that. But these are also colors that I've always had. I might have taken down the listing, but I might put them back up. It really depends, so we'll see. All right, so going back here, now I have my 6 colors. And then I realized for my monthly budget, I do have another category for date. I usually never add an additional category. It's always groceries, eating out, gas, allowance, pups. I usually never ever have something different. But I guess the reason why I wanted to add it is because like my budget can be very repetitive and I just didn't want it to get repetitive for you guys. But I don't think I'm going to do this from now on because this is just not something that I normally do. So I tried it this month. It doesn't work for me. So I'm going to just leave it out. So for this month, I'll most likely, maybe I will grab the periwinkle color and just use that for date. And then next month, I'm going to take it off. I think that's what I would do. So we're going to go ahead and put the colors down. There's no particular order. I am going to leave the date one last because I will be removing that for next month. And then the rest of these, I'll go ahead and just put them in a random order. All right, so let's go ahead and lay these down. I'm just going to put 1 of each color on here. And then these are removable. These are all removable matte paper. So it will not be a problem at all when I need to remove the periwinkle color for next month. Okay. I love this green shade. My husband's favorite color is green. My favorite color is blue. Okay. Alrighty. Then this periwinkle blue color. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and label those. So we're going to go here. And then for my monthly categories, I will be tracking in my monthly view. It will be eating out, groceries, we're going to do gas, pups, allowance, unbudgeted. And then also for this month, we're going to have date. But again, next month, we're going to go ahead and remove date. So it's going to be only the first 6 categories. And then I'm going to leave it like that every month. It might start to get repetitive, but it's okay. So, all right. So that is going to be that one. We're going to go back to the monthly view. And I'm going to go ahead and put my coil clip down here because I do want it to be a slight bookmark as well. Maybe... let's see what this looks like. Put it on a little bit crooked. Oh my goodness. It is fine. I will live. But I put it on a tiny bit crooked. but we will leave it just like this. Now I have it as my little key here, and then let's go ahead and start weekly checking in. So we're gonna go ahead and go to our weekly check-in pages. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the weekly check-in on this side. And then for the weekly check-in, I'm most likely going to be changing out one of these scripts since I have two, just in case you guys like to use weekly check-ins on 2 different days. But I realized that I only have one washi on here. So I'm going to just go ahead and remove the one weekly check-in. And I'll probably put like some type of like filler in there. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna put yet, but I will put something in there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and lay down the weeks. So for me, I used to do 5 weeks, but I realized 5 weeks was too much for me, I guess you could say. So I am going to check in only 4 times a month. So it's going to be 4 weeks. So I'm only going to use 4 of these weeks, even though I do have 5 weeks on here. And then I am going to do all 5 of my categories. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll grab another one for week 3, 2, 4, 5. And then my last week, which is another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 2 more of these washi's. I'm only going to be using one of these. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this down here just to close it off. So 2, 4, 5. So I'm just going to put this one right here just to close it off. And then that is going to be my weekly check-in. I'm going to go ahead and put my lines. Accidentally made it a little bit crooked down here, but that is okay. And then that is actually going to be it for this sheet. I'm not going to use the second weekly check-in. And then I don't use week 5, so I'm going to leave that. This last piece of washi, I am going to go ahead and put that for my sinking funds. If you guys watched my sinking funds video, I did mention that I was going to go ahead and steal one of them and put them down here since I wasn't going to use it for anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down here just to make this one look a little bit more finished, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I made it look worse. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go back and flip back to the weekly check-in and finish my lines. So for this weekly check-in, it is definitely going to be one of the longer ones. After this, hopefully it shouldn't be as long, especially since I'm not going to be setting up the expense tracker key or like the bookmarks or anything like that. The following weeks for the rest of this month should go faster. And then for this weekly check-in, I do budget monthly, but I do have a section here just for any rollover for those of you who budget paycheck to paycheck. Not even that, but even for monthly budgeters, if you do add something or rollover from the previous month, you guys can definitely put it in the rollover amount or rollover column, whatever you guys prefer. For me, I will not be filling this in because I don't use the rollover column. And then also, I have these dots in a page flag, but I don't know what to do with them, so I'm thinking of just like putting it in here, but I don't know if that'll look weird, so I'm gonna just see. Since I have 4 of them and I have 4 weeks, it'll kind of be perfect. But let me see what this looks like. Now those sheets are also done. And then I think that looks okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the weeks. So it will be from the 1st to the 9th. And then the 10th to the 16th. Then we have the 17th to the 23rd. 24th to the 30th. Okay, so now those dates are all filled in. I'm going to go ahead and put in my categories for the first week. For this month, I have to also add the date one, which I normally won't in future months. But for this month, bear with me, it might be a little confusing. So I'm going to go ahead and group 2 of the categories, pups and date, together, just because I have it this month and I have to kind of count for it, but the following months I won't have the date category anymore. I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of these and I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and filled those out for the entire month for the weekly check-in, and we're going to go ahead and just finish the weekly check-in first, and then we are going to go ahead and do the weekly balance afterwards. So for now, let's go ahead and pop over to our monthly budget, and we're going to go ahead and start checking in. So for the monthly budget, I'm going to go ahead and use these expense stickers, and let me go ahead and show you guys the app that I use. So for the app that I do use the multi-budget app and the daily budget app. The reason why I use both is just because it's easier for me. For the multi-budget app over here, this is where I kind of have like my monthly categories in here. So it'll be like this section here: groceries, eating out, gas, allowance, pups. Groceries, eating out, gas, allowance, pups. And then for this month I have date. So the reason why they're less is because as I use the money from whatever category, I deduct the amount. So it's kind of like I'm taking out of my cash envelopes, but my electronic cash envelopes. This isn't tied to my bank account in any way. It's just numbers that I fill in every single month, and then I can reset anytime I want. It's just numbers that I have in here to help me keep track of it. You don't have to use this app at all. It's just something that I started doing and I like to do, just so towards the end of the month I'm not like, do we have enough? I don't know, I guess we'll have to find out later. So type of thing. That's why I like to use this app, but you guys definitely don't have to. What I use for sure to budget for our weekly check-in and also to keep track of our expenses for the month is this daily budget app, which is this little piggy. So clicking on it, this is how much we've spent for the month so far, and this is everything. As you guys will see when I do the check-in with the weekly balance, you guys will see that we did spend some sinking funds. So we had some car maintenance, we had to pay for a car insurance, we had to pay for like our pup's food. It comes out every few months. We have it on auto ship. We'll cover that later on. But that's why we've spent so much so far this month. This app can be used a lot of different ways, and this is how I use it. This is not my app. It's a free app, but this is not my app. I have nothing to do with this app. It's just an app that I really like using because I don't have to hook up my bank account. But I would click on the little hamburger over here, and I always go to transactions, and then I will go ahead and scroll down, and this is where all of my expenses are, all the way up into the 9th that we're checking in. This is what I'm going to go ahead and write down on my little stickers over here, and I will be right back. Alright, so I have my expenses filled here, so let's go ahead and go through it. And also, real quick before I forget, how I usually add a category is like, let's say right now we go and we spend like $10 on some food. I will click on the minus, and then I will take it out of my food category. If it was groceries, I'll take it out of groceries. If it was a sinking fund, I'll take it out of sinking funds. Gas. For shopping, it's actually called allowance now. Pups. I have 2 shoppings because I have to fix one of them. I think I'm going to delete that one. You can always adjust these and add these as much as you want to. There's some of these categories I do have to remove, but I just haven't gotten around to removing them. You can always add more as well. You can choose the icons and the names and stuff. But I would go ahead and click on food. I'll put $10, and then I'll write Wawa, for example. I'll just put that there, save it. It'll deduct an additional $10 from what I've eaten or what we just spent. And then now you'll see it in the transaction log. Today is Monday. It'll show as Wawa for $10. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete it because if I don't, I'll forget. And then besides that, the extra step that I would take is I would go in here, I'll go to eating out, and I'll also put $10. So I'll know that that envelope has $10 less. So yeah, that's kind of what it is and what I do. So for our check-in, we're going to be checking in from the 1st to the 9th. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I do. For the check-in, you will see Wawa here for $2. And Wawa in here, you'll see is the fork and knife. I have that one as my food category. So Wawa, Mackey's, both of them are food. The little grocery cart is for groceries. And then this little house icon that I picked out, this one is for sinking funds. So we'll have Wawa, Mackey's, and Target spent on the first day. Both Wawa, Mackey's are from the eating out category. That one is this pink category here. So we have a Wawa and Mackey's as the first one. And we also spent $24 on Target as well. And then also our sinking funds, CM I put as car maintenance, and we had to pay $260 for car maintenance. So you will see in our sinking funds, we have April the 2nd, we spent for car maintenance $260. So I go and log that in our sinking funds since that's not a part of our monthly budget. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and start laying these down, and I'm going to leave this over here so hopefully it's easy to follow. So wow, we spent $2 on the 2nd. And then we also got groceries this day. Target, we got snacks for $29. And then we also ended up getting some barbecue food from Mackey's, which was $45. Mackey's is definitely very expensive now. We haven't had it in quite some time, but yes, that's how much that was. So that was on the 2nd. Then on the 3rd, another house, which means we pulled from the pups food category for Chewy. And that is from our sinking funds. The house icon is our sinking funds. And that was for pups food on April the 3rd for $168 for 4 bags of food and 2 boxes of milk bones. So I already had that logged in here, which I already logged in my budget planner. And then we also have 2 additional expenses for both for food, for Glory Days and for Coal Fire. I definitely was on quite the kick of just spending money on food these past few days, or earlier this week, or earlier this month. I'm losing track of time. What day is this? Oh, today is the 11th. Okay, I got it now. Besides that, that was it for the 3rd. On Monday the 4th, we got gas this day. So gas is going to be our green tracker here. So we got gas on the 4th. And then besides gas, we also got food. We got eating out for IHOP for $4. I really wanted home fries this day. I had Dustin go and get me some home fries from IHOP. The IHOP over here, they make it really good. Oh my gosh, thinking about it right now is going to make me want it again. Moving on, the next thing after that, we did go to Wegmans and get some groceries. So for this grocery run, we did spend $44 at Wegmans. And the last thing was, we also had tropical smoothie, and tropical smoothie was from eating out as well. This one was $8 for tropical smoothie. On the 5th, we didn't spend anything. On the 6th, we didn't have any expenses either. On Thursday the 7th, we did spend for our sinking funds, which is the house icon again, from household. I put HH as household. And then for a vacuum part, which was $8. The reason why is because our pup, our little golden retriever little boy over here, he keeps eating our vacuum part. I don't know how he gets it. He chews it just for a little bit, just to put his little teethy marks in it, and then he stops, and then, oh my god, his little butt is going to get in so much trouble. But anyway, for household, I have it here for $8 for a vacuum piece replacement on 4/7. And then after that is also car insurance. We have car insurance on Friday the 8th. That was the only thing that was spent this day as well. This one is also in our sinking funds. Friday the 8th or April 8th for car insurance, $509 for our semi-annual car insurance. We pay it twice a year just because it's cheaper. And then on the 9th is when we last spent money again. I didn't realize we had so many no spend days. That's really good. So on the 9th, we also had gas again on the 9th. So I'm going to go ahead and use this tracker here to put that we spent gas. We've been getting gas so often, but that is okay. So we have gas for this day, and then that was it for the gases for this check-in for this week. And then on the 9th, we also had tropical smoothie again for $13. And that is it for the food expenses. And I realized that we use a lot of food expenses. And the last thing was for H Mart, which is also this blue one for groceries. We got some groceries from H Mart just to stock up because there were some things that were low on. We wanted to get some extra meats and veggies and everything like that. But that is going to be it for Saturday. And then for Sunday, I accidentally filled out a couple more things, not realizing that it was a new week. So those are gonna be for the next check-in for next week. Let me go ahead and put this back in. And that is going to be it for this application that I used. That is all I need it for. Well, besides the calculator. We did have some expenses that came out for bills. For the bills that came out, I am going to go ahead and use this bill due stickers. Again, this was from the colorway of December, so this I'm not going to have anymore. I am going to be switching up these colors here. But we did have 2 bills that came out, which is for car insurance and Netflix. I'm sorry, not car insurance. So we're going to scratch the car insurance because car insurance comes out of sinking funds. But we did have Netflix and student loans come out. So those are the 2 that came out. And that is going to be it for that. So Netflix came out on the 9th. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that up here. I know it ends up covering the date, but I am okay with it. And then for this one, I'm going to go ahead and put on the 8th. So that is going to be how the bill due stickers look like as well. And then the rest of it, I'm going to go ahead and put these non-spent stickers for days that I didn't spend anything. So that is going to be for Friday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday, and for Thursday. That is actually pretty good considering I thought that we spent so much money so far this month. That is actually not bad at all. I'm very happy with that. Now let's go ahead and do our weekly check-in. So for our weekly check-in, let's actually go ahead and calculate how much we spent for eating out. Eating out was the pink category. We have Mackey's for $45. Then we have Wawa for $2. We have a tropical smoothie for $13. And we have a tropical smoothie again for $8. IHOP for $4. Glory Days for $10. And Coal Fire for $20. All of those equal to $102. So we spent $102 the very first week, which is a lot, but that is okay. Let's go ahead and do groceries. Groceries was $29 plus $56 for H Mart plus $44 for Wegmans. This one was $129, which is also a lot. I'm hoping that the groceries and everything will definitely hold us over for another week at least, so we don't have to spend any money this upcoming week, but we will see for sure. Besides that, let's go ahead and calculate the remaining categories. So for gas is our green color here. So we spent gas over here for $40 and then gas over here for $35. That is going to be $75 for gas as well. Which is a lot considering for the month we only budgeted $150. But I'm gonna give ourselves a little bit of slack since the first week has additional 3 days. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and use these fine tip markers from Erin Condren to also pick a color and then to use this for the month. So I'm gonna use this light purple color. Purple, it has been like really stuck on me lately. I've been loving the color purple lately, but yes, so we already did these ones. And then as you can see, there's no colors for pups, allowance, unbudgeted, or date. So all those 4 categories we did not spend from this month. And then for student loans and Netflix, those did come out. So I'm going to go ahead and check those ones off. And then the last thing that I want to put on here before I forget as well is I did get paid on the 8th. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of these payday scripts that I have. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that up here. So I had a payday for that day. And that is actually going to be it for this monthly view. Everything else was already checked off. So we're going to go ahead and finish our weekly check-in. And then we're going to move on to our weekly balance. So I did not roll anything over. And then for allowance, pups, and date category, we did not spend anything either. So for eating out, we started off with $300. That means we have $298 left over after spending Wait. That means we have $189 left over for the month after spending the $102. And then for groceries, we spent $129. We started the month with $400 here. So $400 minus the $129, that is $271 left over for the remaining of the month. For gas, we spent $75. We started the month with $150. That means we have $75 for the rest of the month as well. For allowance, we currently still have $100. And then for pups and date, we still have $50 each. That means for both of these categories, we still have $100 left over. And this one is because pups and date, I'm currently grouping together for this month. So that is it for our weekly check-in. Now let's go ahead and do our weekly balance so I can explain how I balance out the categories. So I'm going to go ahead and use this weekly balance sheet that I have. And this will be my last spread for this month. I always say this, I'm still just still wrapping my head around it, but I do want to do a debt tracker or debt payoff plan with you guys. But now that baby's on her way, I don't know if I told you guys, but baby is a baby girl. But now that baby Bean is on her way, I don't want to do anything without thinking about it first. So that's kind of why we're going to hold off, especially since student loans currently are paused. And the reason why we call baby Bean is because she kind of got that nickname. We always ended up coming up with a nickname. Like, I don't know if you guys know that when we were pregnant last year, we called that our baby then Seedling. So this one is now Beanie. 2, 4, 5, and then this will be the last washi, the thin washi I'm gonna put down here just to close it off, and now it looks all finished. In this weekly balance, I'm not going to be using this one. I'll most likely switch this one out as well. But this 5th week, I don't use the 5th week, so that one is done for me too. But I'm going to go ahead and put the lines down, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so I went ahead and put the lines. I also went ahead and put the dates of the weeks too already in here. Now let me go ahead and explain how I do our weekly balance. So for the names of the different categories, we're going to have our bills down here as one of the categories, which are all of our fixed bills and all of our variable bills. So bills. And then we also have our monthly budget categories here. So I'm going to go ahead and just name this monthly budget. This is for kind of like our cash envelopes per se, or the ones that we're tracking in our monthly view for the variable monthly categories. So I'm going to go ahead and just put monthly budget. And then next we're going to have our sinking funds. So sinking funds are going to be these here, our budget for our sinking funds for the month, or any transactions that are made. That is actually every category. So we already covered our bills down here. We already covered our monthly expenses here, our monthly categories, and our sinking funds. So yeah, so now we have bills, monthly budget, and sinking funds, and those are the only categories we have. I used to have a storing funds, but that's a different story. So for bills, what we start with for the month is $3,100. So we need $3,100, and that's what we calculated for the month to cover all of our fixed and variable bills. So that is going to be $3,100 here. And then for monthly budget, we calculated $1,050 to cover all of our amounts for the month. So that is $1,050. And then for our sinking funds, we started off with a start amount of $3,995. That was with all the categories slightly stuffed. And then we added an additional $900 for the month. So $3,995 plus $900, this equals to $4,895. And then for our accounts, how it works is it's completely up to you whether or not you would want to have a multiple checking accounts, one for bills, one for monthly budget, one for sinking funds, and then as you spend from them, you take out of it. Or for me, what I've been doing. I at one point wanted to split them up, but I kind of accustomed to having all of these categories all in one checking account. So to start with, for the month, for example, if you add all three of these up, which is the $3,100 plus the $1,050 plus the $4,895, this equals to, I'm gonna go ahead and just write it down here because why not? This equals to $9,045 for the month. So that's the amount that that checking account has inside. Because I budget monthly, all of my income for April, for example, is going to be used for May's budget. So all of the income that came in for March, when I started the budget for this month, I transferred that money over into this account to equal to $9,045. Now, going back to how much we spend from each category. So for monthly budget, going back, that is going to be these categories: groceries, eating out, gas, allowance. We've already checked in for these since we tracked them in our monthly view, but that is going to be these categories added together. We spent $102 plus $129 plus $75. We spent $306 from our monthly budget. $306. So we spent that. We started with $1,050, so the $1,050 minus $306. That means we have a leftover of $744 for the remaining of the month. And then for bills, we know that student loans came out and Netflix came out. So student loans, I'm going to check it off here, and then Netflix, I check it off here as well. Both of these student loans and Netflix came out too. That means the $360.37 plus the $10.59, that equals to $307.96 that was spent for bills this week. So that means when we started off with $3,100 minus $370.96, we have a total of $2,729.04 left over to pay the rest of our bills that are going to be coming out. And then for sinking funds, we're going to go ahead and add all of these amounts together all the way up until the 9th. I'm going to check these off since I'm going to be adding up all of these together. So that is $260 plus $168 plus $8 plus $509. That equals to $945 that was spent in the first week from sinking funds. That means when we started off with $4,895, that minus the $945, we have a remaining of $3,950 left over for the month from sinking funds. I'm going to go ahead and add up all three of these categories together. So all three of these added up together now equals to $7,423. And that is how much is going to be in the checking account now. That is actually going to be it for this video. I was not expecting this video to be so long, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. I know I still have not set up my dashboard yet, so I'll probably end up just setting up my dashboard in the next video because this video is already so long, so I will definitely do this with you guys in the next video instead. But yes, and besides that, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you guys on my next one. Bye!